Well, welcome back, guys. I'm taking a walk around my neighborhood, and I figured I'd take you along with me. I wanted to kind of connect with you before the day expired and share some of my thoughts with you, hoping that maybe you'll feel somewhat inspired, as I did when I divulged what's been on my heart. I've been reading a book called The Practice, Shipping Creative Work by Seth Godin. I feel like I've talked about him a lot lately, but I've been a big fan of his for a while, and I'm beginning to digest his books as rapidly as I can. And he just has a lot of really good things to say, and I know that everyone can benefit from it because everyone has that creative, aspect of their character that they've either developed or have just chosen not to yet. And I'm hoping that by telling you what I'm thinking here, that you'll find yourself on your way to doing something, developing some new habits, and acting on some dreams you've had. Maybe just sitting on the sideline and you want to get them moving, but you didn't feel like you could. By the way, before I get any further, I got a cobweb in my face. Before I get any further, this video is being made on my Insta360 X3. And I'm on me mode. I've never actually made a video on me mode before. It's kind of strange. I don't know how that will translate, but I guess we'll give it a try. So anyway, if you like this camera, if you like what you see and you want to get one for yourself, I'll leave a link down below. And if you use my link, then they'll also give you this free invisible selfie stick. This camera is great to take with you anywhere. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying. So, I've been highlighting this book like crazy, marking it all up, because I want to be able to go back and quickly find whatever it is that moved me. But anyway, I got a car coming. And make sure I don't get hit. That's priority number one. All right. We're in the clear now. Okay, so the book is called The Practice. I've mentioned that already. Now, let me explain that a little bit. Too many people have forfeited the things that they love, the things that really inspired them, because they didn't feel like they were competent or talented enough to be able to develop themselves and present something to the world that they thought the world would love seeing or taking part in. And the whole motivation of the book is to get people just to do something, to start acting and doing whatever it is they want to do. And one of the ingredients to all of this is to change your identity. Now, in this world right now, we have all sorts of people who, oh man, these bugs are bad. Something flew right in my eye. You got all sorts of people right now who focus on identity, but in really the most perverse ways. The way our culture talks about identity now is really an inverse of a perversion of how it ought to be. Let me switch hands here real quick. But the point he wanted to make in this book was, if you want to be an author, you have to write. If you want to be a musician, you have to play. And if you want to be an athlete, you have to pick up the ball and start throwing it, or whatever it is you're doing. Shuttling a puck across the ice or whatever it is. You just do it. The problem is, too many people, somebody's weed eating up here. I'm gonna have to stop this video for a second and get past them. Okay, I'm back now. It would have been so loud I wouldn't be able to hear myself think. Anyway, the problem is that a lot of people don't believe they can identify with anything unless they have achieved certain milestones that determine the appearance of success. And they've got to change their mindset. It's because we've been brainwashed by our society that we've got to follow preset patterns that someone else has laid out for us. If you just follow this formula, well then, if you do A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z should follow. But we all know, oftentimes that does not turn out to be the case. It might benefit the person who reports this, but for the person who applies themselves without using their own creative juices, all too often this does not turn out to be the case. But they don't feel like they have the authority to act because they don't have the confidence to carry out what it is that whatever it is they want to do with any kind of skill. So anyway, he made the point that confidence is just believing, or confidence is just the feeling that you have when you believe that you're going to be successful. But every athlete is confident in their skill, but more than half of them lose. I mean, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose, right? And that's just the way it is. And confidence actually had nothing to do with it. We watch the UFC, well, just every week when it's on, or anytime it's on. And every athlete says, every fighter says, I want this more than they do. I put in more hard work than they do. I'm more confident than they are. But a lot of times they still lose. So it really has nothing to do with it. And the other thing he said in the book is that good decisions oftentimes are based on a good outcome. And that's actually not the truth either. Good decisions don't always lead to good outcomes. And if you really stop and think about that for a while, it makes sense. And when you become less reliant on a good outcome, then you'll be more prone to act. You'll be more prone to get the wheels in motion. And that really spoke to me personally. Because I know that I think the same way. I feel like I need to know that in the end, if I have invested all this time and all this energy, then it will have been worth it. But I've been thinking wrong about it. I realize that now. And the truth of the matter is, what really matters is the practice, the doing of whatever it is that I want to do. And somebody made the point there that few people ever paint a masterpiece thinking that it's going to be a masterpiece. They never sit down and go, I'm going to paint a masterpiece. They just do their best work. They apply themselves. They keep doing it. And then sooner or later, it resonates with somebody. People just like them who appreciate it. They connect with their people. And I just spoke volumes to me. And so I want to encourage you that if you're on the fence about something, or maybe you've given up altogether on following the desires of your heart, the thing you've always had in mind. We got a motorcycle coming. If you have deferred it, be willing to pick it back up again and and go for it. Just start putting something into practice. Do something every day. Something every day. Regardless of the outcome, focus on the practice of whatever it is that has anything to do with what it is that you have your heart's mind set on. And I just think that'll make a huge difference. I know it's meant a lot to me. And I never want to keep these things to myself. I always think it's worth sharing. And I just hope that if it resonates with you, that maybe you are my people, you know? Maybe you are my tribe. And, you know, I'm here to help you find what it is you want to do to get you where you want to go. We'll just go there together. And we'll celebrate together. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a link. I'm going to put a link to that book in the description down below so that you can get it for yourself. When you get it, there's no chapters in it, so it's easy to read through. Get yourself a yellow marker or some kind of colored marker that doesn't bleed through paper, and mark the book up like crazy. If you have any ambition, or if you ever had any in the past, you're going to like this book. And believe me, when you can grasp something like this, it makes you feel alive. It really does. Another benefit to really going for it, just attacking something like this mindset is it gets your mind off of failure. And because when you don't care any longer about whether you fail or whether somebody accepts you or it or this thing that you're doing, when you're not concerned about that anymore whatsoever, you have a lot of freedom. You have a lot of room to move, and you can do whatever you want. And I think that's when it all begins to open up and begins to be really fun. You no longer begin to concern yourself whether you're going to be liked, whether you're going to be successful. Another thing before I get off this video, another thing he touched on was the imposter syndrome. I talked about that. He said that anybody who is innovative, anybody who's creative, deals with the imposter syndrome, where you feel like you're either being fake or you're going to be perceived as being fake or not the real deal. He said it's only because you're doing something that you don't normally do, and you're learning, and that always makes you feel like an imposter. When he put it into words like that, it really spoke to me. I feel like I keep saying that, but it did. The book really did. And I hope that you get the book, and I hope that you can really ruminate on the ideas that he puts forth. If you do, let me know. Leave a comment down below if you've already read the book. If you're getting the book and you're reading it and it's really clutching hold of your heart, then let me know. Talk to me about it. But I will put a link in the description below for you, an Amazon link. You'll get the book cheaper than I did. I got the book at Books A Million. You'll get it about $10 cheaper than I did if you get it off of Amazon. So it'll save you some money. But anyway, there's my walk. That's a 1 mile walk from me. I did all of this in a little less than 1 mile, walking around my neighborhood. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.